expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
What's happening, football fans? It is time to steer the line. Touchdown! With your host, Loud Esmond and Jeremy James. For the best takes in NFL and football betting, fantasy football, and the latest news, get ready to steer the line.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Steer the Line. I'm your host, Christian Giordani. We have Mr. Loud Esmond and Jeremy James. Rocket Giordani is going to be joining us very shortly. Loud Esmond, my apologies. Before we get into anything, I just want to say one quick thing. Rest in peace to a legend, Franco Harris, one of the best and most underrated running backs of all time. And let's get about it.
No, Franco Harris, no. He
what
was
do you mean, no?
The theft of a playoff win from the Raiders. That play should have been called dead. He is one of the greatest thieves in the history of football. Wow. It's right up there with Tom Brady and the Tuck rule. No, I'm kicking dirt on Franco Harris. Sorry.
A legend just died before Christmas, Luke. Loud, come on.
Yeah. That's
yeah. Didn't look like it hit the ground, did it, Jeremy? Tell the truth.
Hey, no clips.
But
True story. The head referee went to call upstairs to see what they had, and his next he turned to the head of security at the Pittsburgh, the old stadium, and said, "How many police do you have here in case I have to reverse this call?" And they said, "Not enough." And he said, "Touchdown, Pittsburgh."
Mm-hmm. Well, at the end of the day, history is history, and Franco Harris, in my opinion, is the most underrated running back of all time. Now, let's get on to Steer the Line.
Fullback. You know?
Fullback. All right, so the Pro Bowl just happened. We just got our selections, and what I really wanted to go through is the biggest snubs of this season. So we're going to read through.
No, you're going to have to tell me who made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. This is our Pro Bowl roster right now for the AFC. We have Patrick Mahomes as all-pro quarterback, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. We have Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. For fullback, we have Patrick Richards. For wide receivers, all-pro, Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs. We have Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase right beside them. We have Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. For our offensive line, Laramie Tunsil, Taron Armstead, Orlando Brown Jr., Joel Bionto, Quentin Nelson, Joel Thunley, Creed Humphrey, Mitch Morse. And for defense, we get on to probably some of the best names in football: Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson, Chris Jones, Quinn Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Matt Johnson, Khalil Mack, TJ Watt, who in my opinion is very, very questionable for this pick, Roquan Smith, CJ Mosley, Sauce Gardner, the rookie, being an all-pro in his first year, arguably a top 5 DB in the NFL already. We have Patrick Surtain, Marlon Humphrey, Xavier Howard, Minka Fitzpatrick, Derwin James, Jordan Poyer, Morgan Cox, Tommy Townsend, Devin Duvernay, and Justin Hardy for special teams.
So those are the picks. Those are the guys who made it.
For the AFC,
yes. Out to you, Lou, as who are Christian, whoever biggest snubs.
Christian has the floor. Go ahead, Christian.
So the biggest snub, in my opinion, for the AFC as of right now is in the quarterback debate, and I think it's Tua Tagovailoa, Tua Tilapia, our favorite guy on this show.
Right.
Despite having number one in fan voting, he didn't even sniff the roster. He's behind arguably the best 3 quarterbacks in football, though, with Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. But Joe Burrow's numbers...
There's a simple explanation to this. The number one most important ability is availability. And he missed several games, and in his last 3 games, he's kind of stunk up the place. So I understand that. Don't you, Rocky?
Yeah. I just think on the strength of having only 3, there's nobody to compete with those 3. I think the distance between Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow and Tua is too great to even make the argument. But I think Tua is definitely all-pro material, just not this year because of the three quarterbacks that did mention. So
yeah,
I gotta say before
he makes me money.
As an argument against what Lou says, let me just say, T.J. Watt.
yes.
The man missed most of the season and made the Pro Bowl
I
on
agree.
his
I
name alone.
completely
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah,
I
was right up there with
he
you.
should be in there either.
No,
He missed 7
Derrick
games.
Henry missed what, 8 games?
Is this a fan vote now? How is this decided?
It's 10% fans, 70% media, 20% players.
I think T.J. Watt's getting voted in there because a lot of people like him.
Yeah, well, the media loves him. He's a great media guy.
He's a name.
Which is
he's a
why
name.
I have never been voted all-pro at anything because nobody likes me.
Now, in the AFC, I rarely found any snubs. So I want to jump right into the NFC, which I think has a whole list of guys who are snubbed. So for quarterbacks, we have Jalen Hurts. We have my guy.
Yeah, they wrote me off. I ain't right back, though. That's the problem. I ain't right back. Let's go.
Your boy
finally got in. He got into a Pro Bowl. I'm very happy for him. We have
you didn't even want him to be the starting quarterback in Seattle.
No, but he is the quarterback in Seattle, and I like Seattle.
Go back to the beginning of the season when it was, oh, my guy in Seattle.
Drew
what was his name? Drew Lock was his guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but I gotta give credit where credit.
Drew Lock is gonna light up the NFL.
I gotta give credit where credit is due. I gotta give credit where credit is due. And Geno Smith has had an insane season amongst one of the most efficient in NFL history. Alongside with them, we have Kirk Cousins, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, Torrey McCollum, George Kittle, T.J. Hawkinson, first Pro Bowl in his career. Congratulations. The offensive line, I don't really have a problem with. We have, for the defense, Nick Bosa, Brian Burns, DeMarcus Lawrence, All-Pro, Aaron Donald at defensive tackle, Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence. Then we have Micah Parsons, Darius Smith, Hassan Reddick, Fred Warner, Demario Davis, Darius Slay, Trayvon Diggs, Trarian Woolen, Jerry Alexander, Quarian Diggs, and a bunch of other guys, Buda Baker, and that's pretty much the whole list. But I want to say one thing. As a Rams fan,
Lou's playing peekaboo on the air. Lou's playing peekaboo.
As a Rams fan, I don't think Aaron Donald should be an All-Pro this year.
No.
Until Colton Miller is put in the Pro Bowl.
No.
Right.
But I really, truly don't think, as a diehard Rams fan, Aaron Donald, in my opinion, is the most dominant player in football history. I don't think he should be an All-Pro guy this year.
Because he missed some games. Of course he should be.
He missed 4 games. He missed an entire month of football.
Games. How many games? We're talking about how many games guys missed. We've already gone over that. A bunch of guys missed games. They're still there. Of all the guys who deserve to be there, even though they missed games, Aaron Donald's number one. He is absolutely the most.
But I get that. No one is a bigger advocate for Aaron Donald than I am. But his numbers don't pop off the page.
It should be about this season.
Yeah, in the 6 weeks of the season, he only had 2 sacks.
Yeah, because here's the
he's a defensive tackle, not an edge rusher, for Christ's sake.
Here's the problem, and I'm with Jeremy. There are lots of players that, on reputation alone, and on people like him because he's a good guy, they're going to make the Pro Bowl and make the Pro Bowl and make the Pro Bowl. There are a lot more guys that are going to have that one stellar season, and they're going to make the Pro Bowl once, and I want to see those people get their shot.
Get their shot.
Like the reaction of there was a special teams, the special teams guy for the NFC is a guy that was like a walk-on in college. He barely made the team with the Washington Redskins, Commanders, whatever. And when Ron Rivera told him he had made a Pro Bowl, the guy broke down and cried because to him it was so beyond his mind that he would ever be a Pro Bowl player. And
now
it was
you got it.
Just great.
Yeah.
So I want to see people that win all the time when they have a good season, get an opportunity. I'm an underdog guy, Jeremy. Sorry.
The only solution to that.
No, I agree. And like I said,
take the fan voting out. Fans should not have a vote.
I don't think media should have a vote either.
It doesn't count for that much, really. The media
It's only
one counts for
10%.
the media accounts for 70% of it. So
Yes.
of course their favorites are all going to get in.
Yes. The biggest guy, in my opinion, though, who got snubbed this year, I think we can all agree, is CMC, Christian McCaffrey.
Yes, absolutely.
He has the most yards of scrimmage from
Oh, he's
anyone
an
in the league.
absolute difference maker.
Yeah, he has the most yards of anyone in the league. We have Saquon, Tony Pollard, who I really think who should be there. But Miles Sanders, come on. He's ranked 11th.
But he's having a career year, though. And that's the thing I think about Miles Sanders is he is having an absolute career year for him on a team that's got a lot of focus on.
How much is that the offensive line, and how much is that really Miles Sanders? The Eagles questionably have the best offensive line in history right now.
All of a sudden? Oh, it's the system. It's not him. It's the system.
Well, you have to know when is when. And I think CMC came to San Francisco and made them immediate Super Bowl favorites in the NFC.
Christian McCaffrey changed the dynamic of the 49ers.
Here's my thing. CMC has
he
had
also has more yards from scrimmage than any other running back.
Yeah, there's no reason. Yeah.
No reason.
If you want an NFC snub, I'm going to look really quick at a wide receiver for a team that is on fire right now, making a push for the playoffs. I'm on Ross St. Brown.
Yes.
The man has 630 receiving yards since week 9. And he's like leading all receivers in highest catch percentage with anyone over 50 targets. He's one of the reasons they are where they are, and he deserves a Pro Bowl
Let's go, Brandon.
spot. I don't know who you take out, but he should be there.
I would take out CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is having a mediocre year compared to what he's used to.
I mean, but just think about it. Would you want to eat CeeDee Lamb? I know I wouldn't. So just his name alone. It's vomit inducing. It's like I picture old lamb with maggots in it whenever I hear his name.
CeeDee Lamb. I think someone who's also been snubbed on wide receivers in the AFC is Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle has been perfect.
Yeah.
And Jamar Chase missed almost 5 weeks of the entire season. He's has half the
name
numbers.
Alone.
Yeah, name. It's all about names in the NFL. It is a popularity contest, and I truly think the fans and the media need to be removed from it.
The problem is Christian thinks that this isn't fair. And fair is a place you judge pigs and pygmy goats, because that's what we do when we go to fair.
And cross-eyed
is we judge
bulls.
Pigs and pygmy goats. Yeah, and cross-eyed bulls. And eat really delicious but bad for you fried food. Anyway,
my last pick,
I agree.
One more. The last one I want to say, Bobby Wagner for the Los Angeles Rams. He has a 90.5 grade amongst any linebackers, the best in the league. I think he should have been an all-pro guy this year. That's it.
The problem is he was named after a famous composer of classical music. So that's always going to confuse people.
That's always going to confuse people. Yeah, the Wagner and the Wagner and the Wagner. Yeah, they could be related.
Well, one guy makes tackles, the other guy writes operas in the 19th
Christian,
century. So
those changes you think they should make, the media being taken out, the fan being taken out. Now that you've said it, openly on this show, it may happen.
Yeah.
Those changes may actually come about. Thanks to KMET, 1490 AM, and steer the line.
We have more power
than we know
in these hands than you can possibly imagine. Anyway, let's get
in on some picks.
Shall we?
Yeah.
There's some really strange things going on this week in terms of money and where and which teams are favored. It's very strange. Let me explain this to Jeremy. Jeremy, what most sports books want is they want 50% of the money on the Raiders, 50% of the money on the Steelers, and then the sportsbook can't lose because the bets will cancel themselves out, and they just rake the cream in the middle, which is the minus 115, minus 110, the 10 or 15% you pay the sportsbook to take your wager.
Right.
The VIG, the vigorish, the juice, the action, whatever you want to call it. I have nailed, since Rocky, you've run illegal sports books. You know exactly how that works, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when a whole lot of money is on one side and very little money is on the other, what normally happens is the book will adjust the line to try to get more money on the other side. However, some things this week aren't going that way. The Cleveland Browns opened -3 on the Saints. North of 70% of the money and 80% of the tickets have been on Cleveland since the beginning of the week, and the trend has stayed the same, yet that line hasn't moved. It's still Cleveland -3. The Lions, 73% of the money is on the Lions -3 at the beginning of the week. The line moved the wrong direction. It's now Lions -2.5. The Bengals opened -3.5. 68-70% of the money all week has been on the Bengals over the Patriots, and that line has moved to Bengals -3. Again, the wrong direction. 49ers -7. 64% of the money is on the Niners. Packers Dolphins. 63% is on the Dolphins -3.5. And the biggest one, get this, despite the line movement, 86% of the money and 90% of the tickets are on the Buccaneers -8 at the Arizona Cardinals. Rocky, if those bets go the wrong way for the book, they're screwed.
Disaster.
It can't possibly happen.
Well, generally, what that means is Vegas knows something we don't, and there's a reason for that. I have no idea. My inclination on the Browns thing is because they announced that our favorite predator, Denon, Sean Watson, will not be playing, and Jacoby Brissett will be playing. So nothing to do about that. Yeah, he's not playing. And Jacoby Brissett will be starting quarterback, right, Christian, for Cleveland?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's all true. Jacoby Brissett's going to be starting or not, but what I've heard from Twitter is that.
We both heard that. Okay, so, but the rest of it generally just means that Vegas knows something we don't. It's going to come in later, tonight, tomorrow.
By the way, the Falcons-Ravens game, the Ravens were getting about 78% of the actions -6.5 all week. Suddenly, it's 59% on the Falcons.
Wow.
That just happened in like the last hour. So some syndicate came in with big money. And by the way, if people don't understand this, there are betting syndicates like there are money market funds in the stock market. In other words, you put up 10 grand at the beginning of the season, and there are professional sports bettors in Vegas that run a business to bet on sports, and you have a certain amount of shares in the sports betting franchise based on how much money you put up. And when they come in with their money, they can massively shift a line because they're coming in with one bet of like $10 million. Rocky.
Yeah, that's how that happens. So what happened with the line? Did the Atlanta and the Ravens Falcons line? Did it move when that money came in? It's
now remember, it was Ravens minus 6.5 with 70% of the money or higher, like 72, 73 all week.
Right.
An hour ago, it shifted to 59% of the money is on the Falcons plus 6.5.
Wow.
And 41% of the money is on the Ravens minus 6.5, which means somebody came in with one massive bet.
And the line moved
on the Falcons
a little bit. line moved towards the Falcons. Right. Okay. Well, that's what moves the line. Well, I'm going to stay away from that game. What do you think? I'm leave that one alone.
What do you like, Luke? I have to put in my bets because winners and whiners wants my bets at least 3 days in advance, my picks at least 3 days in advance, so they can market them. So when the money was what it was, I took the Falcons plus 6.5, and I still like the bet because somebody with a whole lot of money just came in behind me. Right?
Yep.
Cleveland minus 3 was 73% of the money. I'm on the Saints plus 3. Rocky.
Yeah, with Deshaun Watson out, I'm not going to bet against the Browns. I don't like the Saints that well anyway. They're an iffy team with a cruddy record. I would leave that one alone. If I was going to take it, if I was guaranteed that Brissett was starting and not Watson, I would take Cleveland.
By the way, the Lions against the Panthers, that line plus 2.5 for the Panthers, minus 2.5 for the Lions. The Lions were getting 73% of the money all week. That shifted earlier today, and now the Panthers are getting 53% of the money, and the Lions are getting 47%. Again, somebody came in with a massive bet and moved that percentage. I'm on the Panthers plus 2.5.
Loud is our paid prognosticator. So, Lou, what do we call that money when it comes in late? There's a name for it. The smart money.
That's syndicate money.
It comes in the
That's the smart money.
They call it the smart money because it waits till the line is done. All the money comes in, the line moves, and then they bring it the other way. They bet the other way, and they call that the smart money.
Right.
Generally, they know something we don't. So,
Patriots plus 3. The Patriots are getting just about 22% of the money. The Bengals getting about 78%. Again, I'm on the Patriots there, plus 3. 49ers minus 7. I don't feel as good about this one as I do about some of the others, but I'm on Commanders plus 7. Packers plus 3.5. Dolphins minus 3.5. Dolphins are getting 63% of the money, but I'm on the Dolphins anyway. And then this one, the Buccaneers are getting 86% of the money at minus 8. I don't think the Buccaneers can beat a high school team by 8 points right now.
Gronk might be back.
So I'm on the Cardinals plus 8 in that game.
Yeah, I liked it when it was at 5.5. At 5.5, I like the Buccaneers. 8's a lot for me, but I don't trust the Cardinals. I would still take the Bucs.
The Bucs, man, Rocky.
Yeah, I know. I don't do 8s. I said I liked it when it was 5.5. I just really don't like the Cardinals.
Gun to your head.
For me, 86% of the money is on the Buccaneers. There's no way the book can take that loss. No way.
Right.
With the line not moving, except 1 point, it was plus 9, now it's plus 8.
So
I'm sorry.
Picking the week? All of them move, what do you want?
Falcons plus 6.5.
Not a bad pick. For me, I want to say Minnesota. We talked about this earlier. Detroit Lions minus 2.5 against the Carolina Panthers. It's a must-win game for them. I think they're going to come out guns blazing.
Yeah,
I think they win, but I don't think they cover because there's too much money on one side of the bet. There's no way the book is going to take that loss. I just don't see it. Rocky, when the line is
49ers.
49ers minus 7,
Yeah.
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 I still like it. I still like that pick
Yeah,
too.
I love it. That's my pick of the week. Go ahead, Lou. Lou, our paid prognosticator. The rest of us give opinions. Lou's the guy who gets paid to do this. Jeremy,
yeah, I mean, my pick of the week is Falcons plus 6.5, and I'm going to reserve judgment to see if the line moves. I wouldn't be surprised if the line really moves before that Bucs game on Sunday or Monday night. It's the late game on Sunday.
Sunday,
on
yeah, late game on Sunday.
8:20.
We'll see if that moves.
Eastern,
I'm not going to touch it until maybe an hour before the game.
Chargers culture on Monday.
If 75% of the money or higher is on the Buccaneers and it stays at +8 or +9, I'll be on the Cardinals.
1
By the
minute.
way, the strategy I'm talking here is called betting against the public. You know why?
Yeah.
The public is wrong a lot
They
more
pay
than they're
the
right.
casino. They keep the lights on.
That's why there's all these shiny buildings in Vegas.
Yeah. in
Because
Vegas, yeah.
casual
People
bettors lose.
All the time.
Just saying. All right,
Chris,
that's mine.
Me 49ers, Lou Atlanta, Jeremy. Do you have a pick?
No.
Really? It's tough week.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to Steer the Line on
Who wins,
KMT
Raiders or
1490
Steelers,
AM.
Jeremy, Raiders or Steelers? Who wins?
Quick.
Oh, Steelers.
Steelers by 1.5.
All right, Jeremy's got the Steelers.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. KMT 1490 AM on Steer the Line. We'll see you guys next week.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.